Hey, good morning, everyone. Take three for the morning. I hope you enjoyed those little interludes, if you will, a little peek into life at this household. Anyway, today is day two of community restoration and the church. Community restoration in the church. Hope you find this helpful. The devotion, and let me get over here, starts out talking about next generation. I guess you would say would be the title. Hundreds of millions of dollars are spent annually on programs, worldwide missions, and ministries aimed at adults, when the ripest harvest is right across the street in the lives of young people longing to hear that they are valuable, skilled, and have both a future and a hope. I don't know that I couldn't repeat that statement, or could repeat that statement enough times, that first sentence. Right across the street, young people who need to know that they're valuable. We all need to take those steps to help just reach out and touch and talk to one person today and let them know that they're loved. Somebody that you don't regularly normally know, that's a real challenge. I'm going to try to do that myself. I had a good occurrence earlier this week, and I'll talk about that at a later point. Let me continue on. I digress. Studies show that outreach to children has the greatest possible impact towards kingdom building. Therefore, the church should have a strong desire to partner with nearby schools. One reason this partnership works rests in the fact that all communities already possess families, schools, and churches. Something quote unquote new doesn't need to be created. Instead, we're taking the pre existing elements in the community and bringing them together with the content and scope of the gospel. With the content of the gospel, the church shares the salvation message with families in order to change their thinking and lifestyles. With the scope of the gospel, the church provides social services to students and families who are in need. This is a tangible way for the church to strengthen the family. To the degree that families are stabilized, communities are positively affected. Um, Again, another sentence that I probably can't overstate. I firmly believe that the family nucleus can have a major impact on how our society behaves. Reading on. I'm going to repeat that last sentence. To the degree that families are stabilized, communities are positively affected. This is so because the breakdown of the family is the single greatest cause of social disintegration. Thank you, Tony. I didn't know that was what the next sentence was going to be. High school dropouts earn an average of $260,000 less than graduates over their lifetime, $250,000. And taxpayers spend more than $8 billion annually on them for public assistance. High school dropouts have increased our prison population, which now costs over $52 billion a year. Teenage pregnancies contribute to a $10 billion annual bill by way of public assistance. These are just a few alarming statistics, but there are many others. The bottom line is that we need to help, support, and equip our children. After all, it is far easier to shape a child than to repair an adult. Some really good points and talking points from Tony in this message today. What are some of the ways our church, can partner with a school? Broken Arrow Public Schools. We have, I just drew a blank on the Christian school that's right across the street. They're probably affiliated with, I think they're affiliated with the Assemblies of God, so Summit. So we probably don't need to go there, but Broken Arrow Public Schools, Union Schools are very close by. But I would think Broken Arrow would be a good place to start if there's a way we can do that. And I'm not sure exactly how to incorporate what we would like to present into a public school setting, but there's ways to do it. I can promise you that. And there will be obstacles once someone tries. I can promise you that as well. Anyway, to the scripture kind of supporting today's devotional, once it loads, this scripture is Psalm 127, verse 3 from NIV. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from him. Read that again. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from him. I don't think that's viewed that way in a lot of cases, but they truly are a reward. It's hard to, when they're interrupting, it's a little bit difficult to fully understand that at all times, but man, it's a thing. It is a true thing. Second verse from Deuteronomy 6, verses 4 through 9. Again, this is out of the NIV. It says, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Write them on the door frames of your houses and on your gates. You guys have some great grandchildren. I have grandchildren, clearly. And we can, so our kids are gone is where I was going with that thought. We can still have a lot of impact, even on our kids, but more so on our grandkids and great-grandkids. So living the example, tie the symbols on the hands and bind them on the foreheads and door frames and houses. So a little careful with binding them on things, but you get the point. And then the last verse for today, and I'll hop off of here because you've had a lot of different videos, but start children off on the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it. That is Proverbs 22, verse 6. Some versions, I think that's the same verse where you heard it say, train up a child in the way they should go. So this is start children off on the way they should go. It does show this is the NIV. So anyway, those are today's scriptures and today's devotional. Sorry for a little bit of delay and the chaos and all the things, but welcome to my world. A lot of talk about getting back to church. Graham's putting out some things. They actually had church at church this past weekend, but it was outside, and I'm just not comfortable myself, and so therefore I'm not comfortable asking you guys to sit out in the heat for an hour while we try to have some fellowship and learn. We will get back to that soon. My concern or fear is that it's going to be late this month. The 28th, I think, is a target date to try to have some things inside. I've got to talk to Graham and see what that looks like. I will be leaving town the 29th or the 30th on vacation with family, just on that next Sunday, the July 4th weekend. So I'm going to propose that we maybe hold off 2 more weeks and start back. That would be about the 12th or 13th of July, whatever that date is. But I'll talk with Phyllis and Graham, and we'll get it figured out, and we'll let you guys know. In the meantime, pray for our country, pray for our leadership, pray for all of our citizens, no matter race, creed, color, whatever. We need it. They need it. You need it. I need it. Everybody needs it. Our country needs it. Our leadership needs it. We have strayed a long way from God, and it's not Him that's moved. It's us. So that's my deal for today. Thought for the day. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.